Hello, my pretties. Welcome to episode 183 on Shadows and Pretties. So, today we are going to be doing a review on a 2005 remake of the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka. Now, this one stars Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka, Freddie Highmore as Charlie, Lee, and etc., etc., etc. I mean, there's a lot of actors that were in this movie, so yeah. Yeah, so this one is the 2005 remake of the, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like I said, the last review or episode, I said that but that story was focusing on Charlie rather than Willy Wonka. Surprisingly, in this one, this is mainly focusing on Charlie and, should be, but it's focusing on Willy Wonka and his life more often. And yes, this movie is directed by Tim Burton. So I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and review this one since I reviewed the 1971 movie. I thought I would go ahead and do this. So yeah, I guess that being the case, let's get started with this 2005 remake that was directed by Tim Burton. So it is based on the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory novel by Roald Dahl, the author of the story. So, yeah, I guess with that being the case, and with that being said, I'm gonna sit here and basically say, yeah, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, I recommend you click off this video right now and go watch something else. But if you don't want any spoilers, so let's get started. So basically, this story is about Charlie Bucket is a kind, loving boy who lives with his family in poverty near the Wonka factory. The company's owner, Willy Wonka, has closed the factory to the public due to problems concerning the industrial espionage or corporated spying, which also causes employees, including Charlie's grandpa Joe, to lose all their jobs. Charlie's father, meanwhile, has more recently lost his own job at a toothpaste factory, although he does not admit this to Charlie. So one day Wonka announces his contest to the golden tickets have been placed in 5 random Wonka bars worldwide, and the winner will receive the full tour of the factory as well as a lifetime supply of chocolate. While the one will receive an additional prize at the end of the tour, Wonka's sales subsequently skyrocket, and the first 4 tickets are found by Augustus Gloop, who eats a lot, a spoiled Veruca Salt, a arrogant Violet Beauregard, and the ill-tempered Mike TV. However, Charlie tries twice to find the ticket, but both bars come up empty after overhearing that the final ticket was found in Russia. Charlie finds a $10 bill and purchases the third Wonka bar. The Russian ticket reveals to be a forgery as just as Charlie discovers the real ticket inside the wrapper, he receives the momentarily offers a ticket, but the cashier warns him not to trade in regardless. So Charlie runs home, and at the home, Charlie says that doesn't want to trade it for money for his family for a betterment. Well, he wanted to, but however, after a prep talk from Grandpa Joe, however, he keeps the ticket and brings Grandpa Joe to accompany him on the tour. So Charlie and the other ticket holders are greeted outside of the factory by Wonka, who then leads them into the facility. Individual character flaw is that the 4 children gives his temptation, resulting in their elimination while on tour, while Wonka's new employees, the Oompa Loompas, sing a song of morality of each. Like, for example, Augustus falls in the chocolate river just like the original. Violet becomes a blueberry like the original. Veruca Salt falls through the trash chute like in the original movie. Mike gets shrink so small in the original and the remake. So Wonka reminisces on his troubled past and how his dentist father, Wilbur, strictly forbade him to consuming any candy due to potential dental risks. However, though, after sneaking a piece of candy, Wonka instantly became hooked and ran away from home to follow his dreams. However, when he returned, both his father and their house was gone after the tour. The four eliminated children leave the factory with aggravated characteristic for deformality related to their elimination. While Charlie learns that Wonka, now approaching retirement, indeed needs to find a worthy heir. And since Charlie was the least rotten out of the five, Wonka invites Charlie to come and live with him and work on the factory, provided that he leaves his family behind. However, Charlie declines as his family is the most important thing in his life, so Charlie and his family live contently while Wonka becomes disappointed, causing his company and sales to decline. Eventually, he turns to Charlie for advice, and he decides to keep Wonka reconcile with his strange father Wilbur during the reunion. Charlie notices that newspaper clippings of Wonka's success, which Wilbur collected, while Wonka realized that the value of his family that he and Wilbur finally reconcile. Wonka then allows Charlie and his family to move into the factory together, and thus how the movie ends. Now, this one honestly was a really great story. I mean, we do have Violet's mom coming with Violet to accompany her on the tour, and Mike TV's father to accompany him on the tour, rather, in this one, because in the original, Violet's dad and Mike's mom accompany those children in, in the Gene Wilder one. So, of course, with that being said, the cast did a great job. There's good characters. I do like how, all the characters do, a great job as, on the concept of each character. I mean, that's pretty amazing, to be honest. I especially like the fact that Johnny Depp was Willy Wonka in this one. And yeah, by the way, with the Amber Heard court case thing, Johnny Depp did win, which I thought, you know what, let me celebrate it that Johnny won by reviewing this movie. I know I should have done it sooner, but I just was so busy, I just didn't have time. But now I do, so. Now, in May of 2003, Warner Bros. Announced that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory would be one of the tentpole of the film releases for 2005. However, later the month, Tim Burton was hired to direct after receiving approval from Dal Estate. So, Burton have compared the project's languishing development to Batman, which he directed, and now he became varied creative efforts with both films. So, basically, the cast was doing, a lot of different ideas in that. However, surprisingly, they had considered either Bill Murray, Christopher Walken, Steve Martin, Robin Williams, Nicolas Cage, Jim Carrey, Michael Keaton, Robert De Niro, Brad Pitt, Will Smith, Mike Myers, Ben Stiller, Leslie Lee Nelson, the three members of Monty Python, as well as Patrick Stewart and Adam Sandler, and many others they decided to try and choose them to play the role as Willy Wonka. However, Pitt's production, Plan B Entertainment, stayed on co-finance with the film's Warner Bros. Michael Jackson actively wanted the role and secretly recorded the original soundtrack for the film in a small studio in Los Angeles. However, Warner Bros. Did not want Jackson for Wonka, claiming that it would be too not marketable for Jackson as a leading role in a family film. However, they went all nuts over the soundtrack, and they were willing to have Jackson name his price for the songs. But in addition, for a small role elsewhere, Jackson was upset and shelved the songs. So Johnny Depp was pretty much the only actor Burton considered for the film, although Dwayne Johnson was Burton's second choice in case if Depp was unavailable. So, of course, Depp signed on without any regarding script under the intention, and with that being said, it was completely different approach than what Gene Wilder did in the 1971 film. So, I mean, it's pretty nice that, Tim Burton wanted the setting of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory to be ambitious in effort to be similar to the book. So, most of this is based on the book. So, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory filming started around June 21st, 2004. and the main set pieces were filmed on the sound stages of Pinewood Studios in England. So, yeah, when they started filming that, it took about 6 months, and of course, they ended the filming in December of 2004. Despite these challenges, Tim Burton claimed the production ahead was a schedule. Of course, we got good music. I mean, it's not really the same as the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but the soundtrack is still awesome regardless. So, with that being said, and with that being the case, I really thought this one was pretty neat. I still like it regardless. So, I do have it on DVD, so I can definitely say I do have the DVD of this movie. I mean, there is a lot of differences between this movie and the Gene Wilder one. Now, however, though, Gene Wilder had a reaction sometime in 2004. So during onset, when the interviews while filming, Tim Burton called the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory sappy, adding, "A lot of huge fans of the movie hold in awe, as I wasn't one of them." So Johnny Depp paid a homage to Gene Wilder, who portrayed Willy Wonka in the first adaptation, and Depp considered Wilder's performance to be brilliant but subdued. So he said that he does have big shoes to fill, although Gene Wilder did such an amazing job in that factory in the early 70s. So in 2005, prior to the release of the new film, Wilder said that he was aware of Depp's compliments, and while he was appreciated towards Depp, he was uncharacteristically critical of Burton's production overall, stating, "It's just some people who are sitting around thinking, how can we make some more money? Why else would you remake Willy Wonka? I don't see the point on going back and doing it all over again." The filmmakers emphasized that the 2005 production of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was the adaptation of the 1964 book rather than a remake of the 1971 film. Depp found Wilder's remarks disappointing, saying, "I understand where he's coming from, I guess." When they didn't say they would ever do anything for money, nobody ever made a film history in cinema where they were expecting some return on their dough. So in 2013, Wilder made further comments calling Tim Burton's film as an insult. He continued, "It's probably Warner Bros. Insult. I think I like Warner Brothers for other reasons, but to do that with Johnny Depp, who I think is a good actor and I like him, but I don't care for the director. He is a talented man, but I don't care for the stuff he did." So I'm surprised that Gene Wilder had a reaction of this one. Like, it's actually pretty awesome. I really do find Johnny Depp to be a pretty good actor for this movie. Now, I have seen this movie like a long time ago, and it's actually a pretty good movie. I mean, when I was a kid, I really enjoyed this one. So, I guess that being the case, that being said, I do recommend watching this movie, but I recommend you watch, the Gene Wilder film first, in case for those who haven't seen it in like a while or haven't seen it at all. That is pretty much recommended from what I am seeing personally. So, I guess with that being said, and with that being the case, yeah. Like I said, this is my own opinion. If you happen to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these movies. This is simply my own personal thoughts. Feel free to state your own personal thoughts and opinions on the movie. Because, yeah, what did you guys think? So, please leave me your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you're new to my channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.